Some more tips and tricks from a certified welder. Just saying. All right, a quick way to process our coupon. Since I don't have a saw, I'm going to use a cutting torch. A lot of people do it. It comes with some caution though, especially when you're going through the backing plate. There's a trick that you need to know so you don't damage your coupon. You can cut through here just fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is drop my straight edge, and I'm going to cut each end off. But since the test is cooled down, the trickiest part is the backing plate. So I'm going to heat this backing plate up red hot because I'm going through 2 layers. If there's any gap, it'll and it usually cuts a notch right out where you're supposed to bend your test. That's not cool. So cut the line, cut right on the line. Then when you come to the backing plate, come out a 1/4 inch. Start to cut it. If it's going all real good, you got enough heat, move into the line, then cut through the line. The next 2 other cuts, you won't be so forgiving, but you got to put the heat input into the plate to cut it off nice and clean. And here's another little tip. Cleaner. Cutting the coupons, I want it hot. That's what's important. We don't care about melting the backing plate. We care about making a nice clean cut so we don't make any grooves. If you have any nicks outside, don't matter, we grind it down. We don't want gouges into it. Remember, we're grinding it all up. No gouges. Want to know why I hit the bottom? I want to get it hot. Hot steel, you hit the cold, you make a gouge. No nicks in the weld. So you're gonna watch there a little bit. I went a little bit, maybe a little bit too hastily and fast, but you can see how easy it is to put a nick in the side of your coupon. This is not a bad one. It'll come out with a grinder, not a big deal, but be really careful, keep it hot. It is a little bit more riskier way to process your coupons. I'm not done yet because now we're going to, I'm gonna wash off the back of the backing strip to get it close to grind down. This you also have to be careful with. Careful every step of the way. Your next job may depend on it. Be very careful on that step, you don't gouge into the plate either. There, so I washed off most of it. I ground a little bit till I could see a little bit of red line, and then I knocked each side off. Here's where it gets tricky. This is a good pattern to remember. When you're cleaning off the back, just clean off the surface. The front and back. Don't try to wash any gouges out, any nicks, any spots at all. Just remove top and bottom and take a look at it, and I'll show you the next step. So it's the one face bend. So we're bending from the back, stretching the face out. Remove at least amount of material from whatever fucking side you want. That was first stage, rough cut. We chunked out our coupons. We washed them out. We removed the backing strips and we just rough ground everything. Now we'll go where I have is 40 grit sandpaper, which is really nice. Now we're gonna get down to just the flats and sand all the sides. And then we take a look at it and then we go to the next step. My first pass, we went rough cut, washed off, then we used the grinding disc and roughed everything off. Then, because I have them, and it's kind of nice, I planed it down with a 40 grit flapper wheel and got them all rough. Now we're gonna go to an 80 grit, 120 is preferred. I like to polish these up pretty nice. So right away we've got our face bend, our 1F. Now, this is the point where I show you tips, tricks, and then you could call them cheats. They're not cheats. They're actually knowing what your limitation is as far as the inspectors go, and to what max can you take it to without being called as a fail. Now, crucial thing I've seen a lot of people fail is when they grind it, they grind way too much and it's too thin. You want to know what the maximum allowable grinding is on a coupon? They prefer it to be flat. Now this is 3/8. It's usually 10 mil, 8.5 to 9.5 mil. I'll get a digital caliper and we'll measure it and I'll show you. Now in CWB regulation states that the overgrind or maximum allowable grinding is 10% of the thickness or 1 mil, whatever's less. So in this case, if we're 9.5 mil, you're gonna wanna be a little less than a mil. So you can at least take it down to 8.5, 8.7 mil. That's your max allowable. So take advantage of it if you need to. Sometimes you end up getting very small spots. Now we're gonna look at that, and I don't know what you're gonna see for shine, but when I'm looking at it, it's a coarse grind. I don't see any black spots, any slight deviations. Now we're looking for very, very minute spots, so you might not be able to pick it up. This looks really good, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit it with the 80 grit so I can see it a little bit more. And then, if that's good, because this is the part that's gonna bend. We don't care about the backside. The root is not getting bent. So we're gonna concentrate and make sure the face is all clean and free of any nicks, gouges, tiny little spots. And then if that's good and clean, the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give these two front edges a 1/8 radius. That's the maximum allowable radius that you can have. Take it. What that does is if you have a problem right on that corner, any slight bit, these are nice sharp corners. You bend a sharp corner, If it got cooled off too fast, if you had a slight bit of slag inclusion, I've seen many open up right on the corner. Sometimes just because it is a sharp corner. If you radius it, you get rid of that worry. It helps bend everything. These are just all the tiny little things no one will tell you, and I don't know why I'm sharing with you, but maybe it'll do you some good. Well, we've got all the cleaning done. Just remember, we went to cutting, we rough grounded, then we went to a 40 flapper rough, and then we went to an 80. A 120 is nice. Why do you want to go to such polish? Is so you can look at the face of it, of your weld, and see if you see any tiny little black spots or anything. One key thing to remember, try to finish your grind marks going this way. If they're coarse, make sure they go this way. Because if they're coarser here, it could actually aid in opening up anything there. And don't forget, this is the face, so that's the side going to be bent. Make sure to radius the corners 1/8 of an inch. Make sure it's clean, clean, clean. The rest of it, nobody cares. That's the most important part. Take your time, finish it. If you do find, once you just get it flat and you have some questionables, there's like a tiny little spot and you're like, ooh, I don't know, am I gonna fail? Try to take it out. Remember, you are allowed 10% or 1 mil, right? So here we go. We've got 9.53 mils the thickness of the plate. And then here, oh, there we go. 9.4, 8.56, 8.88. We're good. And when you sand it down, don't make a deep jog into it. Look at the plate, how you look at it. Go long, blend it in. And whatever you do, do not remove the CWB stamp. If you grind or sand over that stamp, sorry, fail, come back another day. That's another one of the things they won't tell you until they do it. I didn't do it. Somebody did. So we went through. Once I went down to 80 grit, I was really able to see if there was any tiny little black spots, any tiny little lines. On the root, I took a look. Okay, that was the face. Now this is the root. I took a good look at the root and I couldn't find any well, no, see, that was just a speck of dirt. Sometimes just wipe it down before you decide to grind it. But once again, we're at 9.4, 8.47. You can get away with it, right? We're well within. All our plates are well within tolerance. We're less than 10% or less than 1 mil. They all look clean. So we're gonna get ready to bend and let's see if they open up or I pass this test. We're gonna be bending this in a certified jig. Now what I mean about certification is that there's kind of exact measurements to depth, throat, width. These are 3/8 plates, so we are given specifications on our bending dies. Now I can break these myself and the inspector can take a look and pass or fail right there if I want. Maybe I should let the compressor fill up some more. got today? Oh, we got a tiny little spot there and a tiny little spot there. Let me guess, that is my tie-in. This is my one root bend. Yeah, one root bend. My face, nice, not a thing at all. And here, if you can see it, see that's a 1/8 rod. See how it covers completely? That's a pass. Oh, as you can see the weld. And oh look, that's a pass too. So don't be worried if you see a couple little spots or little tears. This is from my bevel side, not my fillet side. Is it? Ah shit, I can't remember. Anyways, yay, I passed. Maybe you'll pass too. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope this was helpful and inspirational to you, and I hope any of these little tricks will help you pass the test. Remember, it's just one test in your life. There's many more. If you fail it the first time, you'll get it the second. Take your time. Devil's in the details. You can do it. Any more questions? Feel free to ask me. I'm glad to show you. I'll be doing the 2G horizontal next, and then we'll do 3G and 4G. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and stay tuned.